Hey, my name is Annie. I'm a tech consultant based in Stockholm. And in this tutorial, I will help you to create an n8n workflow using RAG. The first thing first, let's understand what is RAG and how it is different compared to usual LLM. When we ask a question to ChatGPT, which is an example of LLM, ChatGPT will answer based on the information it was trained on. However, if we are creating RAG, we are giving RAG certain database or documents to look and retrieve information from. It will always say that it doesn't have an answer if it can't get the answer in those documents. Compared to that, LLMs, for example, ChatGPT, will always answer, and there is a certain risk of answering wrong, which we call hallucination. Now back to n8n, and here what we will do, we will create a whole new workflow together. So I will click on plus button, then workflow, and here we will choose AI agent, so this one, and we'll double click on that. Okay, you can see that we have the chat and then we have the AI agent. Here we will enter a brain for AI agent, and you can choose the LLM that you like to use. In my case, it's Anthropic, so I will just choose Anthropic, and you can see that I already have my credentials to Anthropic saved here, so that will be added. Next, what we need to do is we need to use a vector database where we will save our documents. Now, the question is, what is a vector database? So compared to general relational databases, in vector databases, we'll process every single word or combination words, and we'll give them different vector points in multidimensional environments. And for example, different words that have similar meanings, for example, king and queen, will be saved close to each other. So when we search certain words from vector databases, it will return words that are close to each other. So for example, if we search for jacket, it will also return coat. So that's what vector database is. So in this tutorial, the choice of vector database for me is Pinecone. And the reason I'm choosing Pinecone is because it's not only a database, but it also has an agent connected to database. So Python also has a free section, so you can just log in and use it in the beginning for free. You can see starter usage, and you will go on assistant button, and here you will create an assistant. You can call, for example, n8n, and you will just click on create assistant, and that's it. Your assistant will be created, and what you will do in here, you will save the files that we want to use for RAG here. So you will, for example, click here. In my case, I have Snowflake document that I uploaded that I want to use for this purpose. So I will just save my Snowflake document there. And here I will click import, and document will be saved there. Okay, so you can see that Snowflake documentation was uploaded. And after that, what we will do, we will click on connect button. And from here, we will change Python to shell. And we will scroll down. You can see the code here that is used to connect to Pinecone agent. So we will copy everything except Pinecone API key. And then we will go back to n8n. And here you will need to create an HTTP request because this agent needs to be able to connect to Pinecone. And for doing that, we will just click on the plus button and we will search for HTTP request tool. So here it is. And here we can just click on import and we can just pass our code. If we click on import, we can see that everything will be populated here, which is amazing, except the API. Another thing that we need to update in HTTP request is content. And content is basically what the user enters into the chat. So if we go here, if we go to mapping, from here you can see that the content should be chat input. And in this case, it's telling me about Snowflake data share and how you will enter it here. You don't even need to type it. You can just drag this chat input into here, but I have already done that, so I will not repeat it. So that is done. And another thing, if you want your answer to include citations, then you will even include this part, include highlights is equal to true. You can get more information about this in Pinecone documentation. And of course, Pinecone has an API documentation. So if you want to make this even more specific, then you can just read Pinecone documentation and update this based on your needs. So that is done. And another thing, if we open AI agent, so here we need to enter system message. So this is something that you need to update. And in this case, I'm basically saying to Pinecone tool to be very specific and to mention from which page and from which document it is returning the answer. So you can read it here. And of course, I will be sharing this n8n template for free, so you don't need to type it on your own. So that's it, and let's save this workflow and let's try to test it. I will ask about Snowflake share. So I will ask a question, tell me about Snowflake share, and hit enter. And then after that, let's see what is happening. You can see it says Snowflake documentation. Okay, it's giving basically all the pages that are in this document. It isn't specifying exact page, but it still says what are the key features, how it works. On the agent, we can see what is then the exact output even here. Simplifies collaboration, reduces storage duplication, ensures real-time access to trusted data. You know what we can do? We can just copy this and we can open that document from where it is extracting the data, the Snowflake documentation, and try to find this information to see if this information exists in the Snowflake documentation or if our RAG and LLM is just hallucinating. So here, if we do Control F and we will try to enter, okay, here you can see, so it was basically getting the information directly from this document and it wasn't hallucinating, which is an amazing sign that our workflow works. Yes, but that is what I wanted to share with you. And as always, if you want to get this n8n template for free, just comment n8n down below in the comments and I will send you a link that you can use to get this template for free. And have a good day. Bye.